Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran.
We're here visiting the First American Museum in Oklahoma City for the next few episodes.
We hope to give you a closer look after some of our tours here in March. In the meantime, we continue our conversation with Dr. Daniel Molina about health and wellness.
He shares the best approach to the goal of losing weight.
First of all, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, why do I want to lose weight? Do I want to lose weight because I want to look better? Do I want to lose weight because I want to improve my blood pressure? Or I want to decrease my risk of things like cancer or heart disease? So you have to identify why you want to do something. And it's different for everybody. And what's the most important thing is you have to then put that in front of you where you see it every day as your goal, almost as your North Star. This is why I want to do it. So now because you know why, you then take the steps on the how, right? So why, and next is how. So then you start saying, if I'm having trouble with sweets, I have a sweet tooth, I really enjoy those types of things, then you kind of look for, maybe some healthy alternatives, instead of chocolate, maybe we do a fruit. All of it is small little choices, small little victories. So again, don't beat yourself up because you ate a small little Kit Kat, but pat yourself on the back because you didn't eat the king-size Snickers bar. Never be too hard on yourself. Because when you start doing that, there's a tendency to get to a point where you just say, I give up. And then a lot of times we find ourselves worse off than we were before we kind of started this entire journey. I'll add one thing that I haven't mentioned that is very important and is very, very underrated, and it's sleep. Sleep and good sleep, proper sleep, length of sleep, that needs to be in place. It helps out with some of the things we just mentioned with weight loss, with mood, issues with depression, anxiety. A lot of things really have, if not a basis, a little bit of a attachment to poor sleep. You'll almost always see those two things together, especially a lot of the mental health, but even physical health issues as well. There's always been a little bit of debate about the exact time or exact amount of hours, but 8 is a pretty realistic goal that we should have. I know some people will say, if we're a college student trying to get through, they may say, hey, I don't have enough time for 8 hours of sleep. But that's something that we need to realize. That's when your brain is actually almost recovering, recharging, repairing. And if I have a college student or anybody who's trying to learn something new, the thing that we can tell them is you are actually being more efficient. You learn better when you've had that restful state, that ability to sleep through the evening. And you're also actually just more prepared to actually retain and learn new concepts. This has all been well proven and well studied that, proper sleep helps out with that. So all those days that we used to trick ourselves with an all-nighter getting ready for a test, we probably would have been better off having some regular sleep and having more regular study hours.
Health goals can develop into a lifelong commitment for wellness.
Next time on CNTV, Dr. Molina tells us about his recent fitness achievement that has him training year-round. Chickasaw elder Gaile Loving is proof that you are never too old to set a healthy goal and get fit. We've been following her journey of completing half marathons in all 50 states. She did it. Here's more on her inspiring experience.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do you feel accomplished?
Wow. Yes. Yes. If you would have asked me when I first started to do this in 2015, I would have said, oh, I'll try, but I don't know if I'd really be able to do it. So yeah, I've been very happy about getting to number 50.
We've been following your story for a year now and even trying to keep up with you on your routine walks with your group in downtown Oklahoma City. For those who don't know your story, tell us what motivated you to set this goal.
My original goal was to keep from becoming a diabetic like my mom. I started doing some running back in 2000, 2001. and I really enjoyed it. And then my sister also was a runner with her husband, but we had an opportunity to go on a trip to Alaska together in 2015. But while we're there, let's see if we can do a half marathon. I'd like to do one in Alaska. And she said, okay, so we found one and we did that half, and we were talking afterwards, and we were both so happy we had it done and it was a good run. And I said, there's a club that you try to do a half marathon in all 50 states. And she says, oh, I think I can do that. And I said, I think I can do that too. We said, this is going to be a quest. We're not going to try to get it done right away. But Margaret, my sister, is very driven and a high achiever. And she says 5 years. I thought, oh, no way, 5 years. I'll get it done. I'll get it done maybe before I'm 70, which I did make that one.
So you had one state left, and it was New Jersey.
The morning of a race, you really kind of I do get a little bit antsy about it and nervous. Will I get to the race on time? Will I make it? Will the weather be nice? You never know what the weather's really going to be till you get out there. And we had to take the subway. We were in downtown Manhattan, and we had to get on a certain train to take the subway out to the Hoboken station in New Jersey, and then walk from there around over to the start line. So we left awful early, got down there about 2 hours before the start. When I got into the starting corral and I was standing there and there were a lot of runners around me, I got very teary-eyed, knowing it was the last of the 50. And it was supposed to be a very flat and fast course, and it was. There was one point on the run, because I was running. I was just passing through mile 5 and I went by a medic tent, and I could hear over the medics walkie-talkie. They were announcing that the lead runner on the race was just coming in, and he had run 1 hour and 15 minutes for a half marathon. That's 13 miles in 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, wow, I'm only on mile 5. I better get busy. So I kind of tried to pick up my pace. On the race, I decided I was going to take time to really enjoy all the things that you go by. And this was called the Newport Liberty Race. We ran into Liberty State Park, and that's where you can see Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty is, and you can see Ellis Island. And you can see the Manhattan skyline, and you run on a boardwalk right down by the Hudson River and weave around through there. Lovely, lovely area. The weather was very nice, perfect for running for me. Yeah, it's lots of people out, crowds of people. So it was fun. You get to where you come in at the end into a finishing chute, and so everybody's kind of getting in there. And there had been a lady I had been running with off and on throughout the race, a younger girl. Maybe she's about 25 or so. And she told me this was her very first race. And so I ran and walked with her some, and we talked and encouraged each other. But when we went through the finishing chute, we went through almost together. She went in front of me because she was faster than me, and she went through, and I got onto the other side, and I was just kind of looking around, and there she was over at the side sitting on the ground, and she was crying and I thought, oh, she's hurt. So I went over to ask her if she was okay. And she looked up at me and she said, yes. She said, this is my very first one, and I can't believe I made it. So I had to share with her, this is my 50th state, and I can't believe I made it either. It made me think back to that very first race I did. My very first long distance race in 2001. at the White Rock Marathon. And it made me realize how happy I was. And I just couldn't believe that I had finished it. So I kind of could feel what she was feeling.
And you got emotional on that day as well.
I did. I'm getting emotional right now. My eyes are tearing up. I got emotional at the start, and I got very emotional at the end. So this is what my new medal, my last one, looks like, with the Statue of Liberty on it. I thought, that's excellent. Yay! My sister she and I have this little ceremony we did for her, so she did it for me. We have a jacket that she gave me, a jacket that says I'm an official finisher of the club. So that was fun.
You're a Chickasaw elder and you look fantastic. You look so young and vibrant. Do you feel good? Do you feel that your health, what you set out to prevent poor health, you've reached as well?
I have accomplished that goal. I think I need to reset my goals for health and say, now that I am almost 69, that I need to set another goal for myself out there as far as health-wise, or renew the one that I had for health and find another goal that'll help to keep me active.
Congratulations to Gaile. She's such an inspiration.
She is a role model. The former teacher and school principal shows us that just walking a few miles a day is good exercise. The deadline is coming up for the Chickasaw Foundation Spring Semester Scholarship application. February 10th is the due date. Students applying for this foundation spring scholarship are eligible if they are pursuing degrees in music, Native American studies, an MBA, or seeking a career in home maintenance. Get full details at chickasawfoundation.org. All applications must be submitted online. The Chickasaw Foundation recently received a $20,000 donation from Enel North America to provide 2 Chickasaw students with scholarships.
Those students must be majoring in a STEM-related field. We connect with Luke Crutchfield, one of the scholarship recipients. He's a senior at Texas A&M University.
I'm studying industrial and systems engineering. What we're doing now, it's more of finding efficiency in processes and systems. So we use statistical analysis and data analytics and try to find problems in systems and try to fix them. Some of the classes are definitely challenging, but definitely the more that I have progressed through my coursework, I've found it more and more interesting and more applicable to some of the businesses and things outside of college.
The Chickasaw Foundation recently received a donation from Enel North America. From that donation, the foundation selected 2 students to receive each a $10,000 scholarship. Congratulations to you. You're one of those 2 students. Were you surprised?
Yes, I had, I actually, with all my exams and projects, I ended up sending an application on the last day, but I still wanted to get my name in there. But whenever I got that notification that I'd received it, I couldn't believe it. College is very expensive, and it's not just tuition, but it's everything as well. Every dollar helps me and my family out, and we're extremely grateful for that.
There at Texas A&M University, you are part of the Corps of Cadets and ROTC program. How has those programs shaped your life?
Yes, ma'am. So the Corps of Cadets is really helped me. I like to look at it as a leadership laboratory. And so it's given me a chance to kind of be in a position where I can really lead others, kind of persuade how they do things within our organization. I guess one way to look at it is it gives you a chance to either to figure it out now so you don't fail in the future and you gain that experience. The Corps of Cadets mission is to develop well-educated leaders of character prepared for the global leadership challenges of the future. The biggest thing that I think I have learned from it is it's taught me to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, as odd as that sounds. But I think that I can take that with me wherever I end up going.
The graduation date for you is May 2023. It's just around the corner. You're almost finished. Share with us what your plans are after college.
Yes, ma'am. So I am contracted with the Navy. The past few years in college, I've been in ROTC, and really there's a checklist of things that you have to do. And so upon my graduation, I will commission as an ensign in the United States Navy. Part of it does go back to wanting to be a part of something bigger than myself, definitely. And I have a desire to be an aviator in the Navy. So I've always had that dream. I guess I was one of those kids that saw Top Gun and wanted to do that.
You grew up in Godley, Texas, a community just outside of Fort Worth, Texas. How has the Chickasaw Nation influenced you?
Growing up, I actually attended some of the summer camps, see NASA, for example. I can't remember specifically what year or how old that I was, but I do remember that was the first time that I actually flew in a smaller airplane, and the pilot let me take the controls, and it was just an absolute blast. So that has definitely led to my desire to be in some sort of field of aviation. Also, the Chickasaw Nation has sponsored me to go to a space camp when I was younger as well. And that once again contributed to my desire to be in this field. The things that I've learned over at least those 2 summer camps is just so much. And I'm so grateful and appreciative of that. From when I was a youth all the way till now, I've been in college. I've actually taken a victory lap, as we call it. I've been in college a little bit more than 4 years, and they continue to help me without question. They provide grants and scholarships, textbook scholarships. The foundation has provided this scholarship. My family and I are truly grateful to receive this scholarship. It truly has been a blessing from the Chickasaw Foundation and then the Chickasaw Nation as a whole. We are truly thankful.
Graduation is just a few months away for Luke. He's excited about that next chapter in his life, serving our country and flying planes in the military.
Well, congratulations to Luke. Next time on CNTV, we visit with the other recipient of the Foundation's Innell Scholarship. Well, Quinn and I have enjoyed spending time with you.
We'll see you next time.